Alright, abusia ma memfa enase sononko free mega TV asoye emfa bra obibie Nyankopon enhyira papa ene abrebia mo supporter mo de mai e yam platform we eso na abusuani na ne se yen na yenim se NDC for bra na omo eye campaign ensem omo kama Ghana for eto omo asum ba pa any day Operation Recover All the Loot. In fact, Operation Recover All Loot no ene NDC for aba banmu Ghana for any abre a omugu atweneyem ehwe se yebeti se okwabenani yaji sika bia ye Ghana sika ana yaji ejapade bia ye Ghana ejapade afiri okwabenani bi ho na at the end of the day no yasi jeli ni pakro. That will be Ghanaians their wish if Operation Recover All the Loot adwuma no ekoso a na owura baako a odimu tintiman a yebo ni din lawyer Martin Kpebu. In fact, NPP wo position no, he is one of the vibrant lawyers na omukasa because ose ono de oto abade man na adodan kwakufado in 2016 thinking say na owura na ba bibu adwuma e de man Ghana enti no say ne ya yewura ombo adwuma de na che he has every right to talk. Enti yewura Martin lawyer Kpebu de okasa enyi ndemo. He has been talking about Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ni previous government etwam a ene yewura John Dramani Mahama ebesi nanan a obaya waselect no as one of the oral team member. In fact, ochiremu a sukura usa, although it won't be easy to recover all the loot people has been taken, but seti biano embra ewo hon media people will still go down. Yenko na yenkoti ensem no emu enchirebo emfa embra koba medinaka ina ebeto aso. You are number 1 authentic channel Mega TV. Yankopon shira yenti ensem no emfa embra.
I mean, things work out in court. I largely support him. So this is a personal opinion. Okay, it's not the opinion of Ora, right? No. It's a personal opinion. I'm allowed to talk briefly on personal issues like this. I mean, like, I can make a personal opinion.
Okay.
You see, all the arguments he's articulated, they are very solid. You think people who have stolen millions of dollars would readily go down? No. They get into court. It's one objection after the other. From objection to objection, like the way JM said, from crisis to crisis, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, so the same thing in court. From objection to objection, objection to objections. Then the time keeps running. Kukwasa, slow to avoid a conviction. But a lot of these people, if we're negotiating with them quietly, and I like, as I said, George Yaship basically said a lot of the things I would have said if you asked me this question. He cited a good example of MBS. MBS is Mohammed bin Salman, that's the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. Mm-hmm. That's what he did. He caught the oligarchs and locked them up in a hotel. Said, look, you are not leaving this hotel until, we have a deal. One by one, he negotiated deals with them, and by the time he was done, he got over $100 billion, right?
Well, but how do you negotiate with looters, really?
Good. That's what I'm saying. So it's good. That's why we are debating this. Yes. How do you negotiate with looters, really? I understand you. So you are coming from a strict legal standpoint that there should be deterrence, etc. Yes, I appreciate it. But right now, as we're talking, you see, the legal process is long. It's frustrating, right? So if somebody wants to give up the cash quietly, it's not possible. We are talking, okay, as I said, I'm not talking for Ora, okay? I'm a citizen. I was always here before Ora came. If we were to say, oh, don't talk because you're Ora, no, we'll stifle debate, right? So let's look at it. Let's take the example of the venture capital case, Lawyer Lassie and the others. Mm-hmm. They returned the money. Venture capital, venture capital, yes, a lot of it. I'm not sure they fully paid, but I know some have fully paid. But others I'm not sure of. So, but at least I'm mentioning that case where they returned it. Except that, you see, theirs came with a conviction. And also, number two, they are few. Very few people will accept a conviction. So with what Joe Jackson is talking about, there's the other method where we can sue in a civil court. We should explore the OSP Act when it says to recover the corruption loot. So we can attempt, let's try the jurisprudence. You see, any lawyer who practices daily in court will tell you that he's not afraid to lose. I'm sure I'm largely in this seat because I tried certain laws in the Supreme Court, them, and then I won. Even if I had lost, well, that wouldn't have been the matter, but at least would have moved the jurisprudence forward. So I subscribe to the opinion that we should try with the OSP to say that, okay, maybe we can try the civil lawsuits, okay, where we see that the evidence for a criminal lawsuit will be difficult to, get a conviction, and also the time spans. So, you know, the CMC has so much money, you know, the unexplained wealth thing. Yeah, so that we'll use it. Let's try something. I mean, if we were to lose, you will not lose a lesson in the judgment. Even when you lose a case, you learn some lessons. So I support the one where we will do the civil cases where we want to recover from those people when we don't get the evidence. Mr. Api Akubi is coming here, Honorable Api Akubi. You know, he never disclosed the identity of the businessman who brought the Ghana Must Go cash to Parliament. And so it frustrated that case. Honorable Barra, you're in that Parliament. Honorable Api Akubi, who is about taking his seat now, refused to disclose the identity of the businessman. And so what happened? That case is become virtually Yamutu, right? So that's a practical lesson. So what we are saying is that, listen, there's a lot of brinkmanship, right? People who have committed crimes, criminal offenses especially, don't want to go down. And our systems are not strong enough, okay? As the judiciary, etc. Ekufuado will be in there telling Kisi Ejabin, don't prosecute this person, delay this because elections are close, etc. They'll go and see judges, hey, don't do this, don't do that. You see, Ekufuado, who has no shame in telling Bafo Boni to resign. Can you imagine all the other things is done to the judiciary? Okay. Right? So the point is that our systems are weak. So there is nothing wrong with exploring the civil angle where we will take money and not proceed with a criminal prosecution. But naturally, it has to be an eclectic approach. When we say eclectic, mosaic approach. So different colors. You cannot say, leave all of them, just do recovery and allow all of them to go. No, in that case, the issue of impunity you've mentioned will fester too much. So you prosecute some, then you negotiate with others. So you go with this and that mixed approach, mosaic or eclectic. That's the way to go. But let's look at the Saudi example. You see how bin Salman got over 100 billion from the oligarchs by negotiating with them in a hotel. We too, we should be looking at it. And of course, bringing a lot of
But
law
let me ask you this direct question. With the oral preparatory team, have you had anybody come to you with the loot that they have taken away? That, look, you know what, I don't want any trouble, so you take the money quietly.
Okay, so you know that from our mandate we are preparatory. So being preparatory, our mandate doesn't involve actual recovery of the loot. That will be in the second stage. Okay. But at least there are examples of people who say they are returning. Do you remember the example of the NIB boss who says, okay, you know, yesterday we went, oral team, we went to the Agric Extension land around
the NDA, the National Northern Development Authority.
This one, NIB, National Investigative Bureau. Okay. Former BNI, yes. The boss. Yeah, he said, you know, because of the advocacy Okujeto was doing on it, and he just called Okujeto and said, listen, at least that's what Honorable Okujeto said. He said, I'm returning my land. I'm no longer interested. Leave me out of this. Yesterday we went to that place. Then,
so he's returned the land that...
Yes, he says he's no longer interested. NIB boss, Atubra. I know Atubra a bit personally. Yeah, that's what Honorable Okujeto said. That Atubra says he's no longer interested in the land. Yesterday we visited that land. Yesterday we went to that place. We went to Labadi where the Blay brothers have taken the land from the Labadi beach. Then we also went to NDA. NDA too, oh, they are taking their land, selling.
Oh, but the CEO says that they haven't encroached on any land.
Which one?
The Northern Development Authority.
Oh, yesterday we went there. Oh, I have pictures on my phone. Hey,
I saw you. That's why I'm asking you.
He says, when you go there, you see fresh walls. In the last 1 week, they were building day and night. They've cut a lot of the land. I know the NDA office in Accra here. That's why we did the Constitutional Review Commission sittings, etc. Yeah, they've parceled it. Listen, even at one point, there's no space between the building and the wall. I'm telling you, you can send your cameras there, or you will see. At one part of the building, there is no space between the building and the wall. You will see that, which is against the building code. So I'm like, how can you even sell that? You sell so much and sell illegally. Of course, the whole transaction itself, we see it as illegal. Then they've gone extra, so quadruple illegal. There's no space between the building and the wall. That's against the building code, right? Yes. So that's one example. So we visited the Agric extension land. We've seen a lot of it. You see the loot, how they were destroying government documents, the buildings. Well, they've parceled it out. But thankfully, since they've not started construction, that's one place that hopefully will be recovering a lot of the loot. Another, so you can see, we get whispers, as I said. So with time, I'm sure when we enter the stage 2, which will be the actual recovery, there will be more people coming up to offer what they've looted. Yes, because the main thing, as we said, we need a reset mind for the reset itself, a reset mindset for the reset itself, so that, if you continue to do the same things, you are not likely to get different results. Is that not what is attributed to Einstein? That it is insanity to do the same things and expect different results. So let's be looking at this recovery thing. Fortunately, you see, it's in our law. The only problem is that, so if you look, it's in the OSP Act, right? Where you can offer to do a plea bargaining. And also generally, we've brought it into our laws, plea bargaining, right? So you offer that, you do restitution to the state, and then you get a lighter punishment. But the downside of it is that some people don't want a conviction at all. Some people don't want that tag of a conviction. So sometimes if you look at the value of the loot and it's worth it, what is it about a conviction? I know, as a lawyer, I appreciate it. But where, let's say, somebody will bring you $50 million, and that's in the context of the Ghanaian economy, $50 million. Then you say, no, I don't want $50 million. I want you to be convicted in court. I want you to plead guilty in court so that you be called a convict. And then I'll take the 50 million. No. It doesn't, add up. So we have to look at our economic circumstances and then see that where the loot is huge and can turn our fortunes around, those places we can do the civil approach, recover it, and then at least help the economy. Because right now, don't forget, self-preservation is the first human instinct. Self-preservation is the first human instinct. So where you are hungry, and there is food, you insist that no, somebody has stolen the food that belongs to all of us. We are hungry now. Then you insist that we want to convict him in a court of law. We want to embarrass him before we collect the food. How?
Well, you see, as you indicated, that's your personal opinion, because I also hold a personal opinion, which is different from what you're saying, because then again, we've gone on this path before, as you indicated. People have stolen and they have returned the money quietly. We didn't make noise about it. And some will also argue that that's why it's encouraging others to steal, because they know that after a certain period, they can recover. They just return a portion of it and say, this is how much I've stolen. Take it. How do you even authenticate that the $50 million the person is returning is actually what the person looted, but not more? So we can go on and on about this, but look at different sides of this. Is why I welcome Professor Lawrence of Jampo. Good morning, welcome. And the Honorable and the Apiakubi is also joining us. So, gentlemen, good morning, welcome.
1 minute.
Yes.
Let me
Morning. They greeted me first.
Sorry.
Me first.
I'm just showing where to find the law also. Look at Article 41F of our Constitution.
41G.
41F.
F says to protect and preserve.
Martin was referring to OSP laws, but the Constitution itself gives us the right to go to court to retrieve any loot. 41F, as part of enjoyment of rights and freedoms and also obligations. And you go there, it says to protect and preserve public property and expose and combat misuse and even waste of public funds and property.
I see.
So that is the main law that gives us the capacity.
All right.
Prof, go on.
Okay,
so,
thank you. As usual, but this
Prof,
time, let me copy Martin Kpebu a little. First of all, greetings to my mother, Auntie Mabel, and also greetings to. Last weekend, I visited the Sunipa house where I met with my aunties, Auntie Ari and Auntie Dibo, and also Rama Hammond, Joanna, and Yaya, and all the people. Greetings to you. And then special greetings to UG UTAG members. This morning from 11:30 a.m., we are having our get-together. I expect all of you to be there. Come and let's unwind and have fun and prepare ourselves for hard work. And so, UTAG members, Eugene, I'm inviting you all to come to our get-together. Alfred, I'm not answering your question now, but you see, in academia, you earn your promotion by hard work, okay? What we do is we do a lot of research, and then you publish your research in outlets, internationally reputable journals, and all that. Now, to be able to get a paper published in a journal, it will have to be peer-reviewed. The idea of peer review is just about the paper that you have written being anonymized and being sent to people who are expert in that area to review what you have written, to tell you whether what you've written is nonsense or what you've written is good and must be published. So before coming here last dawn, I received a paper that I was told to review and recommend whether it has to be published or it doesn't have to be published. And then the editor of the journal, a journal in the UK, said that we've sent this paper to you to review because you have done extensive work in that area and you are an expert and also an authority in that area. And so I looked at the paper and then I was trying to see if I could salvage it, if I could see something good about it. But I had to criticize and criticize and criticize. Even when I want to comment, but there was nothing worth commenting about it. So I recommended the rejection of that paper.
Right.
Before coming here. Now, the NPP government under J. Kufuor, or after J. Kufuor, was touted with a cliche that as for the NPP, they know how to govern, but they don't know how to win elections. They know how to govern, but they don't know how to win elections. And look, I still have an admiration for J. Kufuor, even though I was disappointed with the fact that he refused to stay as a statesman and indulge himself in unnecessary partisan politics without even reading to be able to foretell that the election of 2024 was going to be a disaster for the NPP. He couldn't do that, but I still respect him. But generally, under government, in his term of government, he governed such that even though some people disagree, there was a cliche that the NPP knows how to govern very well. But when it comes to winning elections, they don't know how to do it. NDC, they know how to win elections. But when it comes to governing, they also don't know how to govern. But the history of governance under Mr. Akufo-Addo has shown that the NPP doesn't know how to govern at all. The history of governance under Mr. Akufo-Addo has shown that when it comes to governance, NPP is very incompetent.
Wow, why do you say that?
And so, well, you let me finish. By the time I'm done, you would understand. And so, why do I say that? Compare all the indicators, okay, governance indicators. Winner takes all politics. I'm talking about that practice of state capture and partisan monopolization of power, authority, resources, and everything surrounding power by a ruling party, the president and his cronies, to the exclusion and marginalization of all other Ghanaians. That's winner takes all politics. Didn't we see it in its worst form under Akufo-Addo? The only thing he could do was to make Edward Nasigri Mahama an ambassador at large, just to silence him, just to kill his political ambition. Beyond that, what did he do in trying to reach out to bring more? That's one governance indicator. Look at corruption. Look at all the indicators, indices, how he governed. The fact that he could command chiefs to be getting up to be greeting him. Who are you? So, in terms of governance, you see, when we talk about governance, steering affairs of the state, good governance, efficient and effective management of scarce state resources such that it translates into developmental outcome that can tangibly be reflected in the lives of people. That's good governance. Did he do that? All he did was presidential gaslighting, telling people that things are well, but things are not well. I've done well in constructing Agenda 111. Where are the hospitals? You go around, you can see. One district, one factory. People are always looking for jobs. You go there, factories are not working. There are no factories. Those that are there, they are merely a facade. So in terms of governance, the NPP doesn't know how to govern at all. And I'm saying this because the history of governance under President Akufo-Addo has shown this. So, in my view, the relevance of the NPP now won't lie in its failed officials forcing themselves to quickly criticize the administration of John Mahama when they themselves, they don't know how to govern. You see, they brought me the paper to review, and I rejected that paper because they themselves, they said that you are an authority in this area. So you will be able to critique the administration and the governance style of John Mahama when you yourself, you know how to govern. But when clearly you have shown that you have no idea, you have no clue when it comes to governance, then respectfully, you must keep mute. And especially when your own party is in tatters, risking disintegration. Focus on how you are going to be rescuing the soul of your party and leave that job of offering criticisms to CSOs and to some of us. For some of us, we have permanent interests in Ghana. We don't have permanent friends. And so just as we criticize President Akufo-Addo, I do not have any cause to believe that or to be scared that President Mahama would betray the trust of Ghanaians. I don't think he will do that. But in the most unlikely event that he derails, we would bring him back on track through constructive criticism. And so, dear NPP people, your relevance would not lie in your very failed officials' attempt to quickly offer unnecessary criticisms to an administration that is less than a week old. Suddenly you found your voice, you want to criticize. But do you know how to govern? You do not even have a clue when it comes to governance. And so on what basis are you going to be criticizing? Just keep quiet. Focus on your party that is in tatters, that is risking disintegration. Rescue the soul of the party. Rid the party of all remnants of Akufo-Addoism and make sure that the party is restored to its tradition to become viable in some future elections. We need, Ghana is not it's a multi-party democracy, and so we need a viable opposition. As it stands now, your party is not viable, and you have to focus on how to rebuild it, how to marginalize and relegate to the background Nana Akufo-Addo and his remnants just for the purposes of restoring the party to its tradition. Do this first, and if you have done this and the party is standing on its feet, then you can also learn the rudiment of governing a country by looking at how John Mahama is going to work to restore hope and confidence of the people. Once you've been able to learn that, then you will be better placed to be able to offer some criticism, against the government. But for now, remain quiet and focus on rebuilding your party.
Awie abusia enti we ensema etimi akoso. Enti I really like this lawyer. Ye can one of the smartest lawyers at Ghana ha. Ye can one of the smartest lawyers Ghana ha. Untimi nka enyi lawyer Martin Kpebu emfremo. In fact, he is indeed smart and intelligent lawyer, young one as that. And to hear demonstrations are a course ewo na nado danko kufado aban occupy jolubi no ka ho I think say face the country ni sa nema no nso no ka ho bi pa. It no wonder say ne when your appointment and near brow see obey adwuma no. And this is what we want. And yes, obi omobe mo appointment. Now the appointment no ebetina hono adwuma e wo se wo ye no onye no. Ebasa na wo ye di kan hwambo. Enti eni ayemi de se lawyer Martin Kpebu waje atum se adwuma no obeye. And indeed they are going to jail people. The victims omo amuhu ebekam. Inti lawyer Martin Kpebu na eba no munhwe no okuja to ablakwa na eba no munhwe no Martin na midu na eba yo munhwe no Richard Dacha na eba yo munhwe no COP Kofi Bwachi na eba yo munhwe no untumi na eba yo untumi de bera akoko wetin untumi na nkasa e jeri candidate enta busia mo fa nchem se dede bu akira mo fa enchem yenko na yenkotie ensem bi so said the course for parliament bra afenyo markings o play o di agoro bebre because onim di oye say he has no knowledge about being a minority leader into onim di oye bra na ototo yura the able after forcing I know the minister designate what you say finance minister designate ototo na no anyhow I know see can ensem isifa yamfa credit and Emma Power FM Radio SYZ Mugabe Mercy eno muboa ya yensu etiminya sa program we bi yenko na yenko tie sa ansem we so emfa embrade koba yedina kanina ebeto aso beso so subscribe to the channel no na wa like djumadi na wa share na foforo anye bi ahwe ahanom number one authentic platform every day every time every hour biano ubenya the news no ewo hanom enti stay and stick to Mega TV yenko tie se no emfa mekobe beto aso.
Everyone, Monday, the 13th of January, 2025, in the year of our Lord. Now, and there, Honorable Kesilato Forsen, fantastic man. We're free. Honorable, John Jinapo, Onosuwe, we're free. Omunina appointment committee, Penifu Mienui, Honorable Ato Forsen, finance, Honorable John Jinapo, energy. Sampany for me, and honorable to force in here. Minim dear, I find your markets not here free ho. And now Putukwa, no Putukwa. No honorable George in a podia, he spent even less than 1 hour. You see, a tray honorable Dominic Ayeni, member of parliament for Bolgatanga East, in the Upper East region of the Republic of Ghana. So far, so good. For the two gentlemen, Honorable Jinapo and Honorable Dr. Kesilato Forsen. Enti bibia edida na kwemo kama. Na ene me da sorry ene me say krata e bi free eye abankesi meka abankesi ma Flagstaff House ache say office of the president. Ya Honorable eye Felix Kwachu Fusu, you ono na spokesperson Edema His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ne sashe eye krata nase se eye board ni nyina ni CEOs ni hwan nyina na eden board nyina ya dissolve manage ye papa se u take over what take over afen man we say John Mahama wa mini business and he has started very very well ya Ghana fo benye gidie no back say aban we aban ya obetimi aye bibi wo se eba ne be continue with NPP mistakes o ye ne dia na che say power na eba ye ne mfaso be na ye de ewo so over the weekend what here ya Dr. Callistos Mahama small boy in the parliament say one on appointment in ominim who nim say John Mahama issue statement Dr. Callistos on executive secretary to the president of the Republic of Ghana. Now we ma wane fa ho. Afanyo Markins we ma wane fa ho. And they always say opposition it na enye easy. 8 years. Na so ya ntutu ajan. Ya hwehwe market. Nema mu ye nyina mu fi se Ghana fo ada. Yakopon na ehwe mo. Enye techima market ya na eye kantamanto. Nkoso nhene sa na nyame behia mo. Angels ni bedi ma se mama mo. Pepe. Ene da sori yesi na adu ne statue. Yakobu buagu ewo eye efie nkwantanya sa ewo takrade. Na sa statue no na post for bo ho ban abra na adu ye president. Sebi jimisi mu nya sabi ni wo. Kufado de no ye ma the good people of Western region. Ya ye kwa akosi statue e de ama no. Media men so ade ye bone so. Na so buo na wo mo bubu agu ne de me enya me ya. Make us many aje de ba enya me ya. Because scanner amode yes ade nyansam bia ejimi sem nyansam bia nim. Rolling say area said na ma yehu rolling say ne status baby. Kofo dodo say ne yehu. That useless president where our bidding nimre former president useless we ne akosi sa ugly a year statue we e de si ho ugly statue na enam ho ye den e hye nipa abufuo ti afiri ho a eye fantastic one na meti ya ne say krata afofu asu ya che say ministers no 30 no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama watwe about 23 tiawa na meka say 23 plus a year system when your calculations no mami plus another 23 plus 23 say 46 plus a year 16 ubenya saying 62 right fantastic me mass kan you use calculator mass na dwene ni ye adwuma etin abobew etimi hu ya na say 62 into regional ministers no here deputies and your other ministries bi wo hokra we hear deputies. Sports say we hear deputy obey. Honorable Neil and Vanderpool baby.
That government are taking, and whether or not those decisions were right. You are saying that their question on those decisions was upheld by the tribunal. My question then to you is this: was there any costs to government as a result of that relief? Was there any loss to the states as a result of that relief? That is what I wanted to know.
So in simple terms, the only loss would be that the state was directed to make some payments in respect of legal matters. So, for instance, if you go to court, the cost of arbitration, the cost for legal services, the state was directed to pay that. Whether that is cost or not, I'll leave it for you, the lawyers. But I'm saying that this is what the court decided. I don't want to put interpretation on whether those payments constitute costs or not, because I'm not a lawyer and I do not want to step into that arena. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, I will land on this very important point. You see, we are talking about a ruling of a tribunal, a judgment, the outcome of a case. I don't want us to be rhetorical about it or be hypothetical or whatever. What is a fact remains a fact. Was there any order made against government in that arbitration? And if so, and you have reference to that, can you tell us exactly the orders that were made against the government of Ghana and GMPC? Respectfully, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
No nominee.
Thank you. So government of Ghana issued an order that two parties unitize. So let's put it in single terms. It says that male and female marry. That's the order from the father. Then one party goes to court and says that no, government is wrong. You can't just access to marry. You are jumping the gun. And arbitration upheld that and says the government was wrong in asking the two parties to marry or unitize. That's all. It's as simple as that.
Thank you very much. It's now the
Chairman, please let me read.
Honorable
question. I'm giving
Honorable Leader.
Chairman, please. This is a
I'm
legal
taking
matter.
your words.
Yes,
that
I'm not asking
you have
a question.
asked
Chairman, it's not
the
a
last question.
Yes, I have. Chairman, please. It's for all of us. Please. Yes, it's for all of us. Colleagues, let's get this. I would read.
Where are you even reading from in the first place?
Chairman, with respect, I'll provide you.
Where are you reading from?
Chairman, I'm reading from the website of, yes, I know. I am reading from the website of City FM, which
So
website
that is
hosting,
your authentic source from which you
Yes.
can pick a judgment.
Wait, it is hosting the ruling. Website holds the ruling and it's quoting the full ruling. It's not their write-up. I just want to read out. The tribunal denied the claimant, ENI and Vitor, their monetary damages, which initially stood at $7 billion, but were later reduced to $950 million plus interest by the end of the proceedings. The tribunal dismissed all claims against GMPC entirely. Additionally, the tribunal rejected the claimant's request to declare that Ghana breached petroleum agreement by refusing to withdraw or prevent reliance by third parties on the unitization directive. The tribunal also dismissed the claimant's request for Ghana to notify the High Court, Court of Appeal, and Supreme Court of Ghana that the unitization directives were issued in breach of the petroleum agreement. I mean, this is a matter that I'm lifting directly from the ruling. I just want to bring it to our collective attention. So I'm just saying that there was no such claim, such order made against any of the respondents from the ruling.
Well, we'll take your words. Be brief. Be brief.
I'm putting it out as a fact.
Be brief, Honorable Nominee.
Honorable Panyabaka, it does appear that maybe because you were in a hurry to read, you jumped one line. Let me just read that for you.
Please go about.
However, the tribunal find that in the circumstance in which they were issued, the unitization directive breached the petroleum agreement. Simple. It's on the City FM thing. It's there. The very one you are reading is there.
Colleague, I will not want, which is illegal, my profession. I will not. I am reading up to the end. Respectfully, it reads that the tribunal dismissed all claims against the GMPC entirely. In the minimum, my law is okay. Additionally, the tribunal rejected the claimant's request to declare that Ghana breached the petroleum agreement by refusing to withdraw or prevent reliance by third parties on the unitization directives. The last paragraph, and I'm not running away from any paragraph. I wouldn't want to put my reputation on the line on this. The last paragraph reads, the tribunal also dismissed the claimant's request for Ghana to notify the High Court, Court of Appeal, and Supreme Court of Ghana that the unitization directives were issued in breach of the petroleum agreement.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for the education. Once you give me the nomination, I'll consult the Attorney General. The Attorney General will guide me. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. In the midst of the disagreement, I'll give the opportunity to Honorable Ayariga to read what he's also having. Please go ahead and read.
No, it's not about opening the Pandora's box. Why? He's read something he claims to be the outcome of the litigation. This is the report. It says that Ghana has suffered a setback in an international arbitration case concerning its attempts to unitize offshore oil fields, but avoided potentially significant financial damages. So there were two issues. Ghana sought to get them to unitize. And in that respect, Ghana suffered a loss because the court did not agree with Ghana. But then Ghana avoided financial loss, that is payment of damages or any compensation. And that is exactly what he has reported. So please, why? You can read from a website, I cannot read from a website. Please, it's here.
Reading from the website.
We're all reading from the website.
Yes.
It's here. You can.
So, honorable members,
I'm giving it to you. Take it.
We can allow the contradictions.
If you have any doubts, you can take it and read it.
In the publications at the website to. So we make progress. Honorable Deputy Chairman, Majority Leader, you have your turn.
Chairman.
Minority Leader, I plead with you.
Yes,
with all
Chairman,
due
I'm
respect.
pleading with
Let
you.
us not argue
Chairman,
the veracity or other words of the various publications that you are relying upon.
Chairman, please oblige me.
Honorable Leader, let us be guided by the provisions of the Constitution in Article 78 and 94. I beg you.
Chairman.
I've given the floor to Honorable Deputy Leader.
Chairman.
Honorable Minority Leader, I have given the floor to Honorable Deputy Majority Leader. I may come back to you. So please. Please, I may come back to you.
Okay, Chairman.
I may come back to you.
Chairman,
please.
With that said, I will rest my case to allow you to come back and deal with this matter. Thank you.
Yes, what is?
Chairman, people are watching us. Right from the beginning, the respected minority leader kept asking to be indulged. He would end his presentation and ask for just a small opportunity to make one point, and then that becomes a whole new presentation. And he keeps insisting, indulge me, indulge me. And even when you give opportunity to somebody to speak, he will make sure that you give him the opportunity. Right now, his time has passed. I didn't expect you to say that when the Honorable Boa finished, you're going to give him another opportunity. He will start.
Remember, I know what I am doing. So please, it's now the turn of Honorable Boa.
Today, we beg you.
Honorable Boa, you have the floor.
Honorable John Abdullah Jinapor, congratulations. You first work in the Ministry of Energy as my deputy, and I am very, very proud of you. I think that you are sitting in that chair because you were dedicated, you focused on humility and worked your way up. You became our ranking and you led the team very, very well. And so there's no doubt in my mind that you're going to be a very successful energy minister. I have three things that I want to guide you. You may not even answer them. But you know that the upstream sector is in complete disarray. With all the big players gone, oil production has declined over 37% and continuing the last 8 years, the 3 producing fields that we brought on stream, nothing has been added. You talked a lot about the challenges and the court cases you've lost. And so I hope that will really engage your attention in the strategies to increase oil production and bring the big boys back. And I know that you've talked about that. We need to really get to gas efficiency and make sure we get gas security. That is the key to the energy sector. And I'm very sure that you focus on that as well. I think you've talked about the indebtedness. I'm sure you will tell us that when we were leaving power, how much we left in debt. And whether or not it's true that we left $5 billion. The issue of renewable energy in an energy transition is critical, and that's probably why the energy sector is now energy and then the transition. And so I believe that you really add the issue of renewable energy as well. The last point is the issue of SML, and
I would also want to plead with colleagues that if you didn't get the opportunity to raise any issue by way of question, the next stage of this pre-approval process would be the debate on the report of the committee. So you would have the opportunity to raise all other issues for Hansard to capture your views. On that note, Chairman, I would want to thank you for indulging us on these two nominees, and we see what next to be done. Thank you so much indeed, Chair.
Thank you very much, Minority Leader. Let me use the opportunity to sincerely thank the nominee for attending upon the committee and providing answers to questions.
Na keto kraku wase sen de emetete ne say wase ma omoma Nilante Van der Poel mayor sports minister no ntimi ne nya adwuma de emetete anu no ake na wo hwana ya na adwene say ofa ho sa ayi sports minister Mustafa ayi Yusuf kwa sa singa won sam ne na ya adwuma. Wait, useless guy you free land in by money na yajuma. Eti momo pe wo ma mudi wo be deals. And you nim say Nilante Van der Poel wo no nonsense man. Eti ye house here na media no obi o say o ye pessimesi abodam sam muna ma be church mama de onye financial sports minister. Shut up there. Sa nonsense nyina ma stop. Obi amfa press and command me papa John Mahama. John Mahama, abra wani His Excellency John Evans Atami, the two Johns. Omo ba ye no. Ye to me enya a sports ministry papa. Ye to me call 2009 Egypt for the first time in the history on African soil. Near to me a call under 20 the black satellite. Na the day any ajaman bedumu Daniel Oparemo, ene Rabbi Muhammad mo, Samuel Nkomo, Emma to me kwa J, under 20 tournament, FIFA World Cup under 20, Egypt on African soil for the first time. See that against Brazil, near about 10 against 11. First half in the 17th minute, and Ghana a D red card. You bought 10 against 11, Sako ball extra time. Emma penalty shootout any ya Ghana ajamambadu ni penalty any to me save Ghana ye to me ye then satam ni goalkeeper Daniel J meboa NPP baye ebesi ne dia de papa na NPP ye was sports ministry ho mo ka kire me useless.
I've already told you say this afenyo marking guy no MPP bet no position at cha if you know me I have sometimes maintain me biase same MPP for asem dam patano a omumpe sa kanika se asem dam patano a umpa do you know the meaning opa chese asem eda sebi the meaningful place baby was eda di pampe aji se ekoto baby a ebe so difficult to get it or so difficult to talk about enti so we how afenyo marking recently ya obey minority leader as of so ye man ni hu ye hu na mpi NDC for isuru no at once opese wo ye man hu ye hu NDC for isuru no at once but also afenyo ye ningo say we a very incompetent guy ye ningo say ukasa keke ye ningo say wo law school na ko eno mfa nyi dwuma you know the law but you don't apply. For example, as someone the copy more than get to Tokyo Chief Justice hold me. It shouldn't have been gone there, and I say it shouldn't have been there. If the speaker and the declaration or in the 8th Parliament, you know, if the MPC to be now ewi ekira afenyo be minority leader ato ma bisi sabre no. It tells you clearly that this afenyo guy, he is not clever when it comes to the law. Eye katashi bi enodini namu. He knows nothing about being a leader. He knows absolutely nothing about being a leader. Eti ohwe ne niye, ohwe hawa usiya. It's like say opportunity naba. So he has to prove to his masters, say, oh, afenyo mi ye juma. Opeso okachi MPP before say, oh, since amuyi, you say chairman sabunsu free hono, amode mi share hono. I am really working for the party. But that is not how it works. Because how are we with man? You don't follow any procedure. In a sense, move position. The only thing you can do is to get patience, exercise patience. Exercise patience. Nyabotere na yeden to niyama yi and gather your people, the minority, and know how you go after the majority. Me see, you rap chairman sabunsu and I minority leader. Ebi kwa chairman sa ohanko MPP anyi minority. Anywhere no dey BC dey BC. But chairman sa na ye minority leader and he knows how to maneuver things. And chairman sa na ye minority leader and obehu how obesi aye ne niyama si afa. But because of Afenyo Markins, he has no knowledge about being a caucus leader. And he was so in a hurry, in a waste to get a minority leader. Even he wanted to be a majority leader. And Yankopon Ashipunoto say, hey, Union Dro, a minority leader before. And even being a majority leader, I don't think Onone parents will be biayo. I know saying there it is politics. And NDC or NPP can one day become majority in parliament. That one day you can say that is politics. It can be in any way. Hey, no be any say John Mahama will come back with this massive win and with this massive support and love. Nina and say was a sign. He started humbling himself. And just now a bemunu now a man who's but a name be an hour ya sebi na enkoyi no. Brano wa bemunu. Got no position no. He got the time and work on it. It's MPP for unja isa kakabensem no. More afenyo marking you should call him to order. Now unja isa childish thing now to parliament appointment committee so no. You abasa na o asem no wo se no. Eba unzo a minority was made do. Do you know what? We are minority Ghana for who say was made because they thought say they be Adam don't want to pursue Mississimo. But after no mark in the air and a baby not say sympathy no as a could NDC for all. Be Ghana for the back NDC. But it's any son was ever a banner will take Kundaso. What a true name ya. That's why you're very careful. The people loves you, but 1 to 2 name you know when you're careful. The people will become your enemy. And they will start working against you. It's a honor and a minority. They have their way to work and get the majority in the next parliament. But they are they are likely to lose another election. But afenyo and the MPP for how they are playing, they are likely to lose another election. I must tell you, that is the truth. Just call Afenyo Markins to order and let him stop that kind of childish thing. He is joking too much. As someone question any question will be sakura and no bisa or the appointment committee. So you are just wasting people their time. And we have no time to waste. It's NDC for Sanchez Kasa, let Togana for Suma. You Afenyo and MPP, you are under fire. I had on my authentic platform. Analysis in the better hammer. nti misro subscribe na bɛka yɛn ho na family no enye kɛseɛ wate aseɛ Nyankopɔn hyira wo like dwumadi share na foforo nye bi hwɛ me ma me kyebafo ehwɛ me free United States of America New York Nyankopɔn hyira me ma me wɔ yɛ bi hwɛ me free UK Nyankopɔn hyira me ma me obi bia nso a wo hwɛ me no Nyankopɔn hyira I salute to all of you Nyankopɔn hyira me bia bye bye